I want to thank you for purchasing our DRMT, which is a dual can receiver mounted product. What we're going to need, or what we include in your kit, is going to be a 12-inch arm that will have the center hole on the top with 2 side holes. You'll have 2 16-inch support arms for the sides. They'll have the 3 hole sets on the ends and 1 in the center. You'll have 4 hooks that are all identical, 2 retainer brackets, the hardware set, nuts and bolts. You'll have your receiver base along with your adjustable upright that has the support tab for the arm. The tools you're going to need for this are going to be in any combination, but a 7/16 and a 9/16 crescent wrench set, or open-end wrench, or you can use an adjustable combination wrench. So let's get started doing our receiver mounted products. You'll have the receiver base and the receiver upright, the adjustable upright with the flange that you're going to have to mount the arm to. This will be able to give you 3 size adjustments. This will be the closest one to the ground, a little bit higher, medium, and then the highest point, which is a 6-inch difference. What we like to have it is when you're installing it, is have it to be 14 to 21 inches off the ground, from the ground to the mounting of the flange. To mount this is very simple. You're going to have 4 holes, so we're going to use 4 1-inch, 1/4 inch by 1 inch screws. I find the easiest is just to put a couple of them in, like that, flip it, take in your lock nut with, or lock washer with a lock nut, and it is kind of hard to get your fingers, so you're going to be missing a little bit there. And all I'm doing is lining it up on the bolt and just turning it with my thumb. Once all 4 bolts are started, now it's easier just to do the adjustment and tighten them. Make sure all nuts and bolts are tight. Now we have our assembled receiver base and upright. Assembling the double arm. The double arm will have a center part and 2 16-inch side arms. Very simply, the center arm has the hole, and 1 hole on the top, has 2 holes on the face. Those 2 holes in the face will mount up with your 2 side arms. The arms, the 16-inch arm, will overlap the top of the 12-inch arm. For a 40-inch setting, you will use these 2 holes on the arm, obviously, and the 2 holes at the outer edge. For a 36-inch arm placement, you'll use the 2 inner sets of holes. Now, a hook can be put in any one of these positions when we get to that part. So right now, let's assemble this one for a 40-inch. We'll take our inch by 1/4 inch bolt, lock washer, and 1/4 inch nut. And what we're going to do is just lightly tighten it, because we're going to go over to our cans in the next step to make sure that we have our hook placement correct. So again, we're going to use the 2 outer holes here. 7/16 open end wrench and 7/16 socket. Just lightly tighten them up so that we can make sure that this is where we're going to want them. Now we're going to take this arm that's half assembled and we'll go over to our garbage cans and put it on there and make sure we put our hooks in the right placement. We have our hook partially assembled. We're going to find where the hooks are best suited to go on the arm. Keep in mind we put this temporarily at 40 inches. Now would be the time that you may have to take this off, move it in, and try a 36-inch setting so you can get the optimum hook arrangement. Basically what we're going to do is hold the arm in center, and I like to take 4 pieces of tape and notice that there will be a hook placement here, and we can use either one of the holes in this case, but we're going to use the outer hole. Same thing here, we got an inner hole, it's the third one in, and the outer. I also like to find out that for the people that are going to have every other week pickup, where 1 week you have 2, 1 week you have single, the ability to haul 1 can using just the center inner hooks. And in this case, we don't have any adjustment, we don't have to try anything different because our hook will be here and here, and it does fall in between. So we're all set now to put the hooks on. Now that we have our arm marked so we know where our hook placements are going to be, the next step would be is we still have to fill in. We know that we're going to be using this outer hole for one of the hooks, leaving one hole open that actually is part of the 12-inch arm and the 16-inch arm. So let's get that one tightened. And the first step, we just left them kind of snug, but then tighten them. Let's go ahead and tighten them. Now, the assembly of the hook, we have the rear retainer. You get 2 of them for a double and 1 for a single unit. I like to put the retainer brackets on the inner hooks so that when you're going to haul 1 single unit or a single can to the pickup, you'll still be able to fasten it. Keep in mind we do sell extra that if you want to put 1 for or have 2 for each handle, they can be ordered in pairs or singles. So let's mount the inner hook first. Take your hook, your bolt, and on the bottom side there's a little tab. That tab goes underneath the bottom of the arm. So it's very simple, it tucks up underneath. Hold your bolt. Take your retainer bracket, slip it behind and under the arm. Add your lock washer and your nut, and just snug it up nice. With the outer hook that we're not going to put the bracket on, just simply put the bolt through. Same process, that return flange will be underneath. Go over and do the other side the same. Now, some people have asked about the hooks There is no left or right with the hooks. The hooks basically are all going to be identical. Go back and just make sure all the nuts and bolts are tight, but that's the assembly of the double arm. Now we're going to take either our assembled double arm, or we're going to show you how to do a single arm, but we're going to mount the arm to the upright support tab. Very simply, you are going to have in your packet a black lock nut, a 3/8 by 1 inch bolt, and then a washer. Take your bolt, and in the center hole of the arm, put that bolt down with your finger holding it, because you're going to want the washer goes between the two. That's acting as a little bit of a cushion. And then you just drop it together. The support bolt or the lock nut, start that up underneath, and it gets very tight quickly because there's a neoprene washer in there. Do not keep your arm to where it can move. We're going to want this arm super snug. So basically, take a socket, and it's going to feel snug when you're putting it in, because that neoprene lock nut is going to hold it and keep it from vibrating loose again. Now we put it tight to where it actually does have tension. We do not want it to wiggle and be sloppy, because your cans are going to be able to move this. We just want a nice ability for this arm to pivot so that it's acting like a trailer as you're pulling it down your driveway.